Today, there's a special note from your angel. Imagine someone trying to keep a bunch of balloons in the air, but instead of balloons, it's all the stuff they're trying to handle. Now, this person might find saying I love you a bit like trying to catch a cloud tricky because they're not quite sure how to grab hold of it and show it properly. It's like they know there's a whole sea of love inside them, but they haven't learned how to dive in just yet. They might need a little guidebook on feelings because, to be honest, they're a bit lost in the world of heart stuff. This balloon juggler of love has got a secret. They have a big, soft spot for you, hidden away. They've had a bit of a tumble in love's playground before, maybe even scraped their knees, possibly causing a few bumps to others along the way. But how much they care about you, that's the hidden treasure they're not quite ready to dig up and share yet. They've got big dreams of not just sharing a pizza of love with you, but also building a cozy little fort of safety and warmth around you both. They're gathering the courage, waiting for the perfect moment to step forward, hoping to turn their secret garden of feelings into a shared space of joy and security with you. Someone who's like a squirrel gathering nuts for the winter, except instead of nuts, they're picking up a whole bunch of stuff, thinking they need it all. This person is trying to build a really strong treehouse, let's call it life, but they've loaded it with so many things that it's starting to creak. They've got a habit of collecting too much. Could be snacks, too much time on their phone, or even shopping like there's no tomorrow. They might also be trying to outdo someone else in the family, like a little sibling rivalry but grown-up style. In the middle of all this, they're also trying to save coins in their piggy bank, but keep spending on stuff they don't really need, making their money jar a bit too empty. At the same time, they're doing jumping jacks and push-ups, trying to get strong and healthy, which is pretty cool. But when it comes to friends and more than friends, it's like they're playing hide and seek but forgetting to come out of hiding. They've met a bunch of people, shared some laughs, maybe even shared a dance or two. But deep down, they're still looking for that one person who gets them, someone who can join them in their treehouse of life, no matter how wobbly it gets. This person is a gardener, but instead of flowers, they're trying to grow a whole bunch of different things at once. They've got a bit of a wild garden going on. There's a sneaky weed that keeps popping up, kind of like a bothersome stalker they're trying to shake off. They're also tossing little love notes into the wind, hoping they'll float your way, using songs and voice messages to whisper their feelings, because saying it out loud is just too hard. This gardener dreams of planting a special tree with you, one that might grow to have a little swing hanging from it one day. Or maybe they're picturing the two of you painting a giant mural on a blank wall, turning it into a storybook of your adventures together. They're like a magician who's trying to keep everyone amazed, sometimes stretching the truth till it's thin as a bubble, all because they want to keep the smiles coming. They're caught in a whirlwind of doing too much, like a bee buzzing from one flower to another without stopping. They've got a big heart, trying to hug the world, but when it comes to sharing that heart with you, they're a bit like a chef who knows all the recipes but can't quite get the dish to taste right. They know what love is supposed to look like, but putting it into action, that's where they stumble. As they tiptoe towards you, they're checking their pockets, making sure they've got everything they need to build a cozy nest. They're flipping through their address book, ready to erase a few names, making room for new beginnings. They're at a crossroads, feeling like their emotional backpack is too heavy, ready to unload it all, just for the chance to walk beside you. They want to dial down the noise of the world and tune into the melody that plays just for the two of you, hoping to turn a solo song into a chorus. This person is a ship captain, thinking about sailing into the harbor of your life, wanting to anchor down and call it home. maybe even dreaming of tying two ships together forever. But there's a big wave of worry crashing over them. They're scared of drifting away from you, of getting lost in a fog where shouts and signals can't reach each other. With each day that sails by, they feel a piece of you slipping through their net, like a fish that's just too slippery to hold, and it's making their sea legs wobble. They're out there on the ocean, trying to row harder, to send flares up into the sky, hoping to close the distance between your islands. They're searching for a treasure chest of deep connection, wanting to dive into the ocean with you, to discover all the hidden wonders together. But there's a map they've been ignoring, one that shows how crowded their own deck is, leaving hardly any room for you to come aboard and share the voyage. Standing on the edge of their ship, they're throwing a message in a bottle into the sea, a message that says, "You should know how to sail with me, how to weather the storms." It's like they've sailed too many rough seas to teach someone else how to navigate. They're realizing it might be time to batten down the hatches, to find their own balance in the swirling waters, learning to steer their own ship with confidence before joining fleets. As they signal to you, perhaps for one last time, there's a hint of wanting to clear the air, to find calm waters after the storm. Their ship is overloaded, the compass spinning from all the chaos, and what they really need is a lighthouse beam to guide them back to shore, reminding them of what matters most, making room on their ship for the heartbeats that truly count. Think of this person like a busy squirrel, darting around, always looking for the next acorn. Their day is stuffed full, like a tree hole packed with winter supplies. They're always skidding in at the last twig, trying to beat the clock. They see you, though, standing tall like an oak tree, solid, with roots deep in the ground, branches spreading wide. You're in charge of your patch, not playing hide and seek with your feelings. To them, it feels like the game's already done, and they're just realizing it's time to stop running around. They're tangled up in their thoughts, worried about making their move, always wondering about the right moment to leap. But watching you do your thing, being so grounded and sure, it kind of ruffles their fur the wrong way. It makes the shadowy part of their forest a bit darker, a side of them they don't always like to see. It's like when you find a bigger, juicier acorn, and there's a bit of envy for the squirrel who found it first. They're in a spot where they're changing, like the forest from summer to fall, and it's not all sunny skies. But here's the thing. Even though there are a few storm clouds and the wind's blowing leaves everywhere, there's still a spot of sunshine. They're really wanting to share their acorns, to build something solid. It's about giving them a little nod, showing some kindness. Every forest has its storms, but with a bit of patience and care, the sun always finds a way back. If you decide to stay by their side, you're like the superhero team in their adventure. Together, you can jump over big puddles, climb the tallest tree, and find your way through the thickest forest, making a team that's all about trust, caring, and growing stronger together. The choice is yours. If you choose to join forces, remember all the cool adventures you've already had, and look forward to all the awesome ones waiting for you, hoping for lots of smiles and happy times ahead for both of you. But, just a heads up, the path might have some bumps and muddy spots, and sometimes you might need to pause and find the best way to jump over a big puddle. Yet, with a bit of patience and a lot of understanding, you could turn this journey into an epic story of friendship and teamwork. If this idea makes you smile or gives you that aha feeling, go ahead and show some love with a thumbs up. Share your thoughts in a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join us on more adventures. Thanks for hanging out, and I can't wait to see where we go next.